Islam. It is June the 21st, 2018. And first, I'll be reading from or continuing on in the Holy Quran of Mecca, chapter 12. I left off at section 9, the youngest brother, verse 69. And when they went in to Joseph, he lodged his brother with himself, saying, I am thy brother, so grieve not of what they do. Then when he furnished them with their provision, someone placed a drinking cup in his brother's bag, and a crier cried out, O caravan, you are surely thieves. They said, while they turned towards them, What is it that you miss? They said, We missed the king's drinking cup, and he who brings it shall have a camel load, and I am responsible for it. They said, By Allah, you know for certain that we have not come to make mischief in the land, and we are not thieves. They said, But what is the penalty for this, if you are liars? They said, The penalty for this, the person in whose bag it is found, he himself is the penalty for it. Thus do we punish the wrongdoers. So he began with their sacks, before the sack of his brother. Then he brought it out from his brother's sack. Thus did we plan for the sake of Joseph. He could not take his brother under the king's law, unless Allah pleased. We raise in degree whom we please, and above everyone possessed of knowledge and the all-knowing one. Knowledge is the all-knowing one. They said, If he still, a brother of his did indeed steal before. But Joseph kept in secret in his soul, and disclosed it not to them. He said, You are in an evil condition, and Allah knows best what you state. They said, O chief, he has a father, a very old man, so take one of us in his stead. Surely we see thee to be of the doers of good. He said, Allah forbid that we should seize other men than him, with whom we found our property, for then surely we should be unjust. Section 10. Joseph discloses his identity. So when they despaired of him, they conferred together privately. The eldest of them said, Know you not that your father took from you a covenant in Allah's name, and how you fell short of your duty about Joseph before? So I shall not leave this land until my father permits me, or Allah decides for me, and he is the best of the judges. Go back to your father and say, O our father, thy son committed theft, and we bear witness only to what we know, and we could not keep watch over the unseen. And ask the town where we were, and the caravan with which we proceeded, and surely we are truthful. He said, Nay, your souls have contrived an affair for you, so patience is good. Maybe Allah will bring them together to me. Surely he is the knowing, the wise. And he turned away from them, and said, O my sorrow for Joseph, and his eyes were filled with tears on account of the grief. Then he repressed grief. They said, By Allah, thou wilt not cease remembering Joseph, till thou art a prey to disease, or thou art of those who perish. He said, I complain of my grief and sorrow only to Allah, and I know from Allah what you know not. O my sons, go and inquire about Joseph and his brother, and despair not of Allah's mercy. Surely none despairs of Allah mercy except the disbelieving people. Recording. So when they came to him, they said, O chief, distress has afflicted us and our family. We have brought scanty money, so give us full measure and be charitable to us. Surely Allah rewards the charitable. He said, Do you know how you treated Joseph and his brother when you were ignorant? They said, Art thou indeed Joseph? He said, I am Joseph, and this is my brother. Allah has indeed been gracious to us. Surely he who keeps his duty and is patient. Allah never wasted the reward of the doers of good. They said, By Allah, Allah has indeed chosen thee over us, and we were certainly sinners. He said, No reproof be against you this day. Allah may forgive you, and he is the most merciful of those who show mercy. Take this my shirt, and cast it before my father's face. He will come to know, and come to me with all your family. Section 11. Israel goes to Egypt. And when the caravan left Egypt, their father said, Surely I sent the power of Joseph, if you call me not an adulterer. They said, By Allah, thou art surely in thy old error. Then when the bearer of good news came, he cast it before his face, and he became certain. He said, Did I not say to you, that I know from Allah what you know not? They said, O our father, ask forgiveness of our sins for us. Surely we are sinners. He said, I shall ask forgiveness for you of my Lord. Surely he is the forgiving, the merciful. Then, when they went in to Joseph, he lodged his parents with himself, and said, Enter Egypt in safety, if Allah please. And he raised his parents on the throne, and they fell prostrate for his sake. And he said, O my father, this is the significance of my vision of old. My Lord has made it true. And he was indeed kind to me when he brought me forth from the prison and brought you from the desert, after the devil had sown dissensions between me and my brethren. Surely my Lord is benignant to whom he pleases. Truly he is knowing. He is the knowing, the wise. My Lord, thou hast given me of the kingdom and taught me of the interpretation of sayings, originator of the heavens and the earth. Thou art my friend in this world and the hereafter. Make me die in submission and join me with the righteous. This is of the announcements relating to the unseen, which we reveal to thee. And thou wast not with them when they were resolved upon their affair, and they were devising plans. And most men believe not, though thou desirest it eagerly, and thou askest them to reward for it. Ask of them no reward for it. It is nothing but a reminder for all mankind. Section 12. A lesson for the prophet's opponents. And how many a sign in the heavens and the earth do they pass by, yet they turn away from it. And most of them believe not in Allah without associating others with him. Do they then feel secure from the coming of them of an all-encompassing chastisement from Allah, or from the coming to them of an hour suddenly, while they perceive not? Say, this is my way. I call to Allah with certain knowledge, I and those who follow me, and glory be to Allah, and I am not of the polytheists, and we sent not before thee any but men from the people of the towns, to whom we sent revelation. Have they not then traveled in the land, and seen what was the end of those before them? And certainly the abode of the hereafter is best for those who keep their duty. Do you not then understand? Until when the messengers despaired, and the people thought that they were told a lie, our help came to them, and whom we pleased was delivered, and our punishment is not averted from the guilty people. In their histories there is certainly a lesson for men of understanding. It is not a narrative which could be forged, but a verification of what is before it, a distinct explanation of all things, and a guide and a mercy to a people who believe. Islam. That was chapter 12, Joseph. And next time I'll be reading chapter 11. I believe it's pronounced Hud. Alright, 1 second. Next, I'll be reading from Moorish literature. What is Islam? Islam is a very simple faith. It requires man to recognize his duties towards God Allah, his creator, and his fellow creatures. It reaches the supreme duty of living at peace with one's surrounding. It is preemptively the religion of peace. The very name Islam means peace. The goal of a man's life, according to Islam, is peace with everything, peace with Allah, and peace with man. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, tells us that the final abode of man is the house of peace, where no vain word or sensible discourse will be heard. The holy divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali, says that a follower of Islam, in the true sense of the word, is one whose hands, tongue, and thoughts do not hurt others. Object of man's life, according to Islam, is its complete unfoldment. Islam teaches that man is born with unlimited capacities for progress. Islam does not support the idea that man was born in sin. It teaches that everyone has within him the seed of perfect development, and it rests solely with himself to make or mar his fortune. The cardinal doctrine of Islam is the unity of the Father, Allah. We believe in one God, Allah, who is all God, all mercy, and all power. He is perfect and holy, all wisdom, all knowledge, and all truth. These are some of his great attributes, so far as we can understand. He is free from all defects, holy and transcendent. He is personal to us, in so far as we see his attributes working for us and in us, but he is nevertheless impersonal, because he is infinite, perfect, and holy. We do not believe that death, decay, or sleep overtake him. Neither do we believe that he is a helpless, inactive, and inert force. Nothing happens without his knowledge and will. He neither begets nor is he begotten, because these are traits of frail and weak humanity. This unity of Allah is the first and foremost pillar of Islam, and every other belief hangs upon it. Islam. Next I'll be reading, and finally, the Circle 7 Quran. I'll be reading chapter 23, Holy Instructions for Thy Children. Consider thou art a parent, the importance of thy trust, that being thou hast produced it is thy duty to support. Upon thee also it dependeth whether the child of thy bosom be a blessing or a curse to thyself, a useful or a worthless member to the community. Prepare him early with instruction, and season his mind with the maxims of truth. Watch the bent of his inclinations, set him right in his youth, and let no evil habit gain strength with his years. So shall he rise like a cedar on the mountains. His head shall be seen above the trees of the forest. A wicked son is a reproach to his father, but he that doeth right is an honor to his gray hairs. The soil is thine own, let it not want cultivation. The seed which thou sowest, that also shalt thou reap. Teach him obedience, and he shall bless thee. Teach him modesty, and he shall not be ashamed. Teach him gratitude, and he shall receive benefits. Teach him charity, and he shall gain love. Teach him temperance, and he shall have wealth. Teach him prudence, and fortune shall attend him. Teach him justice, and he shall be honored by the world. Teach him sincerity, and his own heart shall not reproach him. Teach him diligence, and his wealth shall increase. Teach him benevolence, and his mind shall be exalted. Teach him science, and his life shall be useful. Teach him religion, and his death shall be happy. Slow. And that will be all I'll be reading today.